It's not just putting a Christmas tree up and presents and wearing, like, Christmas clothing and things like that, and so for you to be putting Christmas trees up and lights and, like, the whole Merry Christmas and the Santa hat and things like that, it's goes against our religion completely.
Everybody, welcome back to Ways. It's been a minute. Actually, it really hasn't been a minute, but we got the coolest person back on the podcast.
Thank you.
Episode 116 was the last time she was here. Selwa is back, and today is going to be a spicy episode, probably controversial because a lot of you guys can't handle the heat, but I can. Obviously, Selwa can. Selwa, what's up?
Nothing much. It's, Saturday morning, bright and early, here to talk some
Honestly,
smack
that's
on
how we like to do it, though, bright and early.
Yeah, you're right.
I want to talk about your video that a month ago pretty much went viral. And I really want to talk about this because a lot of Muslims out there were going against you when it's kind of ironic when in my head I'm like, bro, Selwa is saying facts. I'm gonna give it a brief description. This video is about Muslims celebrating Christmas, which obviously is haram. It's shirk. It is not part of our religion. And in a lot of these Muslims, I was reading through the comments, they're like, "Oh, you don't know your Islam. It's just a tree." That's like so stupid in my head. I'm like, makes no sense. I wanna ask you to share why you did it and like then the reaction and because obviously you got a lot of reactions.
Yeah, so I'll tell, like, because I didn't go into detail on why I did that. I made a video, there was a sound trending where it's, "I can't see, I'm blind." I don't know if you've seen that one, and you put a text on your video about something that shouldn't be happening, but is happening, and you just turn an eye, like, a blind eye to it. And I have family members putting Christmas trees up now, like, it's starting to become a thing, and it's so bizarre to me because we never done like, nobody's ever celebrated Christmas or put Christmas trees up, but now it's becoming a thing. So I made a video saying when family starts celebrating Christmas and putting Christmas trees up in their house, and the first couple of comments were like, "Get ready because you're gonna get attacked." I was like, "Bring it on," because like, whatever, I don't care. And then it started. But it was mostly at first it was this white lady, Christian, like not even Arab. And she's like, "That's fine. People can celebrate Christmas. Who are you to say no? Like it's the holiday season. Everybody's supposed to be happy and celebrating." And then she started to get started to attack me. And that's when I responded to her. The last comment was, "Some Muslim you are." I don't remember exactly what she said. I responded to her. I responded to that comment. And that was the video that went viral of me saying, "It's haram. Celebrating Christmas is haram." Everybody knows me now as celebrating Christmas is haram. It was just really funny. So I responded to this white lady telling her, "Listen, Muslims are not supposed to celebrate it. Who are you to tell me not to celebrate it? Like, I'm telling Muslims we're not allowed to celebrate it, so who are you to come attack me for telling Muslims that it's against our religion to celebrate it?" It was just wild.
To be quite honest with you, I agree with you 100%, and I'll tell you why. Because I see a lot of these Muslims who are responding to you. And this is like Muslim TikTokers, creators who I guess have a bigger platform. In my head, there's a couple things which you're doing wrong. One, celebrating Christmas all over like together is wrong. That's a sin on its own.
Yeah.
But exposing your sin, and then obviously what people don't understand is when you die, if you give fake knowledge to people, you're not like it's just gonna hurt you even more. Because now it's like
Yeah.
generation after generation, they're like, oh well, so and so told me I could do it, and then like obviously there's so many other people, especially like this. I want to talk about something else as well. This marriage halal girl, whatever her name is. Clearly, she's like also saying like some I'm
Oh
gonna
my
swear some
god.
dumb shit.
Yes.
And but with specific this whole Christmas thing, like for example, people have the right, like for us Muslims, we have Eid, which is our like so called, it's our time to
You're froze.
celebrate, give gifts and whatever. In my head, I'm like, do this. If you, for example, want gifts, how about you and your friends say, it's like, hey, yo, Eid is coming soon. Like for example, Ramadan's in 2 months. Eid's also in 2 months. How about you say, let's do a gathering. Let's do like our own Eid gift. And make it secretive, and you buy someone something they think they're gonna like. This way, you can keep that
Yeah,
spirit going on. Christmas
yeah,
is not even our holiday. First of all, it's the day where they think Jesus is born. They also believe certain wrong things about him. You just, and for us as Muslims, we don't believe that. So I'm like, by you saying that is as equivalent as I don't know if if the Canadian government says something about a certain law, you're like, no, I'm not going to believe in it or whatever. I'm like, but that's what the law. Islam has a law. You have to follow it. You can't just start making up your
Yeah.
own interpretations of like what the Quran says. It makes no sense. You're not someone who's a scholar, and one, you're not able to make your own judgment on Islam.
Well, yeah, that it's true, and also, you can't say I'm doing it for fun. I'm doing it for my kids. Oh, it's just my kids. I don't want my kids to feel left out. It doesn't work like that. You're actually doing an act of kufr. That's what it is, and people don't understand that. It's not just putting a Christmas tree up and presents and wearing like Christmas clothing and things like that. And like for it goes to the extent that it's even haram for us to even say Merry Christmas, to wish someone a Merry Christmas. You're not even supposed to be saying that. So for you to be putting Christmas trees up and lights and you know like the whole Merry Christmas and the Santa hat and things like that, it goes against our religion completely. And I think people didn't like it for me to say that because number one, I'm a woman. Number two, I had contact lenses in my eyes that day because I had a collaboration with a company and I had contact lenses in that day. Well, I don't wear contact lenses. Like you see my videos, you see me on live. I don't wear contact lenses on a daily. It was just for that day. And also because I had makeup on, lashes, and a nose piercing. And that really triggered people because they're like, "Ah, but you're sinning too, so how dare you tell me that Christmas is haram?" I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm celebrating another religion, and I'm not, celebrating God's birth by putting contact lenses or whatever." I'm not perfect, please, nobody think that I'm perfect, I'm not, okay? Like, I sin, but I don't go to the extent where I commit kufr by celebrating
There's
another
something
one's.
yeah. There's something you said. There's something you said on the video. Lakum dinukum waliya din. Like people have to
Yeah,
understand it really clearly. Like we have our religion, you know,
yeah,
they have theirs. And
yeah,
every day they want to celebrate Christmas, that's theirs. But you have to understand that you're a Muslim. And also, to my next point, someone responded to your video about you wearing makeup or doing all this.
yeah,
No one's saying that no Muslim sins. We all sin, but there are
yeah,
factors of like which is like way like there's like levels of like sinning, and
yes,
also publicly sinning is even worse. And then
yeah,
what makes me upset the most is when Muslims like do something like a major sin, like for example, like they start wearing crosses. I'm like, bro, you can't wear crosses as fashion. You're gonna see Muslims, you're gonna see non-Muslims wearing um, t-shirts that say Allah Prophet Muhammad. They're obviously not gonna wear that, even if the shirt is like amazing. I seen
yeah,
Muslims on TikTok within the past year wearing like earrings that have the cross and like, oh, just
oh
fashion doesn't
my
mean anything. That's
God,
stupid
horrible.
in my
That's
head.
so
And I
bad.
think also I think people have to differentiate. If you are gonna like also have a Christmas tree, honestly do it privately because no one should even because you're gonna get a lot
Yeah,
of attention and also just makes no sense. Like you're also teaching a lot. There's a lot of young kids on TikTok who will believe anything you say because of your influence. And there's a lot of Muslim creators, there's a lot of big Muslim creators who think that their influence doesn't go a long way what it does. Like I'm not nearly as big as any of those Muslim creators, but I know that I can say something to someone because of my influence, and someone will take it as like, oh, Osama said this. I'm gonna go and do this. So I'm really careful and really cautious when I talk to kids, and I know kids are watching. So I'm always saying, hey, maybe you can watch any other episode, but don't watch this episode because I'm really cautious. And I think that for Muslims, you are so invested with this dunya that the akhirah is not like is like oblivious to you. You want to have fun doing all these like, oh, Merry Christmas. I'm gonna go buy gifts for my mom
yeah,
and for my siblings. Like I went, my friend wanted to go to Christmas shopping. He asked me, he's like, why don't you celebrate Christmas? I told him honestly, bro, one is against my religion, and two, the meaning behind it. And my friend isn't even Christian. My friend is like Buddhist. And I'm like, why do you celebrate it? He's like, well, because I'm like, you're not even Christian. He's like, well, it's a culture thing. I'm like, no, it's not. It's not a culture thing. Canada and America made it a culture thing, but it's really a religious thing. And I'm like,
yeah.
so it doesn't really make sense to me.
Yeah, also, I just wanna add that if you are gonna celebrate Christmas as a Muslim and you're gonna put Christmas trees up, um, don't justify it. No, just admit that it's haram. Like, "Listen, what I'm doing, I shouldn't be doing. It's against my religion, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Don't follow
Yeah.
me, don't copy me. What I'm doing is wrong, but I'm still gonna do it, and may Allah forgive me." But for those who are celebrating it and then justifying it, that's where, like, it's too much at that point. Like, if I'm gonna do it, like, I when I get my lashes done, I'm not gonna flaunt it and be like, "You know what? Yeah, to me, this is halal." No, I actually say, "Guys, like, don't, like, Don't listen to me, don't copy me. What I'm doing is wrong. I know, like, may Allah forgive me. Inshallah, I'll get better.
But the
But
thing is like you respectfully just when you address that whole video, you respect because I saw that video. You respectfully just said it's haram. That's not. You weren't attacking anybody. You were just stating the facts. You weren't saying judging people for doing it. You just said it's haram and you should not be doing it, and that's what we've been taught. So you said a lot of people took it personally because in my head I'm like that's an issue with you if you took it personally. Like if someone told me, for example, oh Sam, like stop swearing because I have a bad swearing habit. Yeah, swearing is haram. Too much swearing is bad. But I'm like,
yes.
I know it's bad and I'm addressing it and I know I have to work on it. But a lot of I think the issue with a lot of
Mhm.
but shout out to the people that actually supported you. I know like Sada, there's a girl called Sada on
Yes,
who supported you. And Sahar I
yes,
know supported you.
yes,
Those are real ones because at the end of the day is like those are honest people saying yes, it's haram. And as Christmas as tempting as it can seem, you have two Eids. You can like do the same thing if not more. And I always ask myself like for me when
yes,
I do Eid, I go with my friend, we go to dinner, we kind of chill out. We'll spend a little bit more money. Like we'll act cheap during the whole month in Ramadan, but when Eid comes, it's time to celebrate, time to have fun. We have our
yeah,
so-called, Christmas, whatever, lack of better terms. But you have your Eid as a Muslim twice. It comes twice a year. You're so lucky. Christians only get Christmas once a year. You get Eid twice a
yes,
year. You're able to buy presents, and you're also able to like have a lot of fun with it. But also like ask a non-Muslim. Will they fast Ramadan? For them, Ramadan they just think is fasting, but obviously Ramadan for us is like deeper than that. Discipline, changing yourself,
yes,
connecting with Allah. Not only like not eating. That's only like one small factor of Ramadan. So by Muslims saying that, oh, Christmas has no religious meaning. That's like us saying that Ramadan has is only fasting, which
yeah.
it doesn't make sense. It's not true.
No, I agree. Yallah, it is what it is. I got attacked. That's fine. I still get people commenting saying, "Are you the Christmas tree lady?" Yes, I'm the Christmas tree. It's haram.
But don't you think that that speaks about their character? Like, let me ask you a question. Like, for people who like in any video when they attack you, like how do you like? I remember I think I asked you this last time, but you looking at the situation, don't you think it just speaks about their character and their stupidity?
Yeah,
Like when someone's gonna get
it
angry, don't
it
they
really
feel
does
aren't they already
because
wrong?
I triggered them. They got triggered by something. Clearly, I hit them in a soft spot, and they're hurt because they know that I'm right, and they're just in denial. And they need to work on themselves. And I'm fine. Like the people were commenting who are against me were like, "Oh dang, we really dragged you. We did you good. Like we bashed you. Like I can't believe it. Like how are you still here whatever." And then I just continue to make videos like, "You don't phase me. You don't phase me. You're a Christian. That's your religion. Go celebrate Christmas. Why are you attacking me for telling Muslims it's haram?" That's what boggles my mind, like and then it got on the wrong side of TikTok, and it was mostly Arab Christians, like Iraqi, Lebanese, Syrian
Yeah, I saw those
Christian,
videos.
who were like, "Go celebrate your religion, like, why are you getting so upset?" But it's okay. I did have a lot of people who did end up, defending me and making videos, which I appreciate so much because at first I was like, "Where is everyone? Hello? Everybody wants to make videos on everything else except this." And then there's this one guy, his username is Islam. I don't know if you know him. He really helped me. He made a long video just going off on these people, and I really appreciated it. His username is Islam MC underscore. He really put them in their place. But he came a little later. Like he came like a couple of weeks ago when I was like in the trenches a month
I
ago.
honestly,
But it's okay.
he was definitely like writing his I don't know his piece to like pretty much
The
like
script. Like
settle the waters.
he knew what he wanted
It's
to say. Yeah, exactly. He took his time and he made a really, really nice video. It was like really like he put a lot of thought into it and his edits were really good and I really appreciate his help. Like it made me so happy.
I'm not gonna lie to you. Haters in general just make me laugh. To be quite honest, because like sometimes it's so subjective. Like they don't even think. And I'll give a huge example. Music is subjective. Music is haram. I listen to music. I know it's haram, and I've actually
Yeah,
decreased my level of music in so much. Like I don't even like sometimes when I'm going to work, I don't even listen to music. I just have sometimes I'll have like
no,
Surah al-Baqarah in the odd times, or I'll put nothing because in my head I don't really care about it as much. And it's getting to the point where if I used to, just to give you an example, to give everyone an example, if I'm listening to music, for example, at one time, the whole day, like there was at one point to the whole day. Now it's only like maybe 2 hours a day where I have music playing in my ear if I'm bored, whatever it might be.
yeah,
But my point about haters is this: is when you're arguing with someone, I wish you can come with some valid points. A lot of it's like subjective. Like if I said, "Oh, this is my opinion. This is what I can do," so bun you. If you start swearing, if you start like cussing, you're wrong. You're making yourself look like a fool. Like at this point, just keep talking because people around you are gonna be laughing. But if you, for example, like
yes.
have actual valid points, at least one of those people, Muslim people who were celebrating whatever, doing anything stupid, like I wish you had some valid points to like prove your opinion. Like go get like a hadith, go get something. I'm like, oh, you know what?
Yeah.
Maybe he has a point. Let me go research.
You know what their argument is? The argument that they're saying is, where in the Quran does it say we're not allowed to celebrate Christmas? Point me in the Quran where it says we're not allowed to celebrate Christmas. Like, do you want it to be written word for word? It's haram, like, هو حرام إنه نحتفل بعيد الكريسماس. It's not like that. There are so many surahs and ayat in the Quran that prove that you're not even supposed to be celebrating someone else's religion, not even our birthdays and stuff. So that
Yeah,
argument is invalid.
exactly. But to be quite honest with you, is like I think that the biggest thing is knowledge, and knowledge is power. Like we've taught it since we were young. Obviously, the first word that came, ayat that came was ikra. And obviously, it's really
Yeah,
important to know what you're talking about because you can be punished for it. So, for example, when like if someone goes to you and says Merry Christmas, say Happy Holidays, I hope you enjoy your holidays, whatever. Be nice with them. Like no one's saying as a Muslim not to be nice. Like make sure they're like them as a non-Muslim are enjoying because your relationship with your non-Muslim friend, your non-Muslim neighbor is still very important. You'll still be questioned about it. Similarly, the prophets had
yeah,
non-Muslim neighbors who were and they were still respectful to them, even though sometimes they could have gave them trouble. My thing is this:
yeah,
is you as a Muslim have your own holidays. You as a Muslim have your own rights, and you as a Muslim have your own constitutions you have to follow. Though, by the way, you probably still all of us can say that we don't follow it 100%. But when you come with knowledge, please be smart. Like when you go to work, your boss says, "Please do this." Are you gonna say no to him? Good, you're not because you're gonna get fired. You're not gonna get no money no more. Professor, if your professor says this project is due on this date, you're not gonna come a month later saying, yo, I'm a big shot. I know Drake. You got to give it to me. No. So similarly, Allah says that you can't be doing this. So who are you to start saying, no, this is right. This is right. Like I'm not sure if you've seen this video. There's been recent videos about like, how like they have these groups of people and they split them into groups and they say agree, strong, disagree or disagree. But there was
yeah,
or like disagree or whatever, and there was one video about should the Quran be interpreted differently in the 21st century. All of his liberal Muslims were like, yeah, it should be. I'm like, what? No, it shouldn't. It
that's
should
insane.
not.
I think you're talking about
It's
Jubilee.
it's just insane to me that like is it probably? I see a lot of dumb shit on TikTok. I'm not gonna lie to you, and that's why, for example, the only Muslim creators I really like are the ones who are truthful, like yourself. I respect your honesty because in my head I'm like, that's someone regardless of like what attacks you get, you're speaking the truth. And if you look at it in reality, everyone who ever spoke the truth was getting hate. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was getting a lot of hate from his own family, from people
Yeah,
around him for speaking the truth. Leaders or activists who were speaking for Palestine, for Lebanon, they're always getting closed off. The fake ones are
exactly.
the ones who get the most love. So ask yourself a question. If you have a lot of people around you, you're probably a fake person
Yeah,
because they just want you for something else. But when you have
exactly.
less people around you, you have a lot more authenticity to yourself. And I think for me, as a Muslim, I could tell you, and I've said this multiple times, and I'll say this again, even though Mo is not here today with us, because of Mo, and I'll say this to him, he's probably not going to know I'm going to say this. He's made me a better Muslim since me and him reconciled in 2017. So in
That's
my
nice.
head, I could tell you from it's not like I was doing anything haram, but I wasn't as close to my religion as I once was when I met him. He made me
Mhm.
like go to the mosque more. We go to the halakat as much. I go more often now to go see like about tafsir and the Sirat Sayyid
Yeah,
Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So in my head, I'm like, who are your friends that you're talking to and influencing you? That's just
exactly.
my question.
Yeah. No, I completely agree with you. You have to be careful. And also, those people are just justifying your mistakes. You feel comfortable and around them because they just justify your mistakes. That's it.
You know what's insane? Like when you were a kid, did you like? I have a question for you. Like going back, like I'm not trying to make yourself sound old, but if you go back to when you were in high school, right? Did you ever imagine like times like this will happen? Because like I guess when you're in high school, you think it's a different time. You see certain things, but do you ever like imagine like certain things are gonna get to this point
No,
to where you
I
see
really
Muslims
didn't,
not even
and
following the religion no more?
I remember when I was in high school, we got our, what's it called? That book that they give us, what is it called? Yearbook.
The agenda.
The yearbook, and in the back,
Oh, your book.
there was this an article. Yeah, sorry. There was an article that said, that they're coming up with new technology that you're able to take pictures on your phone, and everyone was going wild. They're like, "What?
Hmm.
We can take pictures on our phone and send it on our phone to another person's phone? Insane.
Yeah.
Insanity. Like, that could never happen." And then now look. Like, a lot of things have changed, and, I grew up in Canada, and not once did we celebrate Christmas or anything, and we grew up in the whitest town ever, Carleton Place, and we were the only Muslim family there, and my family still didn't do anything like that. And they also told us that it's against our religion to do things like that. But a lot has changed, like, from when I was in high school. A lot. I never expected life to be like this.
You know it's sad because I remember I could tell like when I was in high school, it's not that I was ashamed to be Muslim. It wasn't that, but I wasn't. I think I took reputation and popularity so well because when I was in elementary school, I never had it. So when
Mhm.
I went to high school, I was like, yeah, like I'm getting popular. It's not like I was doing anything dumb, but when I would be with my Muslim friends, it was like when I like my Arab friends, they always want to talk about deen or whatever. But it's not because my problem is I had an ego, and when you have an ego, you don't think properly, and I had a huge ego. It's like I wouldn't even allow someone to like disrespect me. But looking back in that time, I'm glad social media wasn't part of my life because I think I would have went not I would have went like at a whole
You would
different
embarrass
level. But it really taught me that
me.
my ego is the biggest killer to yourself. In my head, I'm like people now look at Muslims as cringy, but in my head, I'm like any religious person that um abides by their religion obviously still makes mistakes. And at the end of the day, you're still a human being. You can still laugh. You can still joke around. You can still do whatever you need to. There's no need to like um I don't know like get called cringy. Like in my head, I'm like I think what people do like partying, all that kind of stuff is cringy to me because I'm like, why are you wasting your Saturday night drinking yourself away? Are you depressed? Like, are you good? Are you chilling? Like, for me, I like I like sleeping early. Like, my friends were there yesterday, and with my brother, it was 12 o'clock. I'm like, guys, I gotta go sleep. They started roasting me. I'm like, bro, listen, I have a podcast tomorrow. I need to get ready for it, and that's more important to me. So I just
Mhm.
want to sleep. I think
Same.
people have to have their priorities straight.
Yeah, I agree. And I told them on my live last night, I'm like, if Osama knows that I'm up at 1:30 in the morning, he's gonna be so angry. And if I'm late for the podcast, he's gonna kill me. So I gotta go, or else I'm
I
gonna
would have
ruin the
been
podcast.
honestly like when you texted me saying, "Hey, I just woke up now." Even if you said, "Hey, can we do it at 11?" I would have been fine with it because in my head, I'm like, "Your podcast last time was amazing. This one obviously is gonna hit the roofs." And it's
Yeah,
always a
no.
great conversation because I know it's gonna be authentic and real, and it's gonna be litty, right?
Yeah,
But I have one more. I have another question for you. What do you think of that?
sure.
I think you made a video. I'm not sure if you made a video about her, but we've all seen the marriage halal girl.
Yeah.
You know who I'm talking
I
about? This
I
woman.
know. I know who you're talking about.
So because you've
Listen,
obviously been vocal about marriage, what's your opinion about her and like her nonsense that she's been saying? You said
no, she's not
some
talking
dumb stuff. I'm
about
not gonna lie.
marriage. She's not talking about marriage. Yeah, she comes up with like hadiths and things like that, but there's an agenda behind it. She's not actually like an Islamic scholar or anything like that, preaching about Islam. What she's preaching is her business and her book. She has a book now that I don't know if she just started introducing it or promoting it, but she has a book that is so rated R. And I mean, good. I guess there's some Muslim women that need that book, but the things that have you seen the video that she posted last night though? Like I need to know. Did you watch that video?
Is it the one about like being intimate before your husband leaves the house? Something like that. I saw that.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, I saw
And
that.
I was just like, "Come on. You're reaching now because you shouldn't be talking about these things in public. Like your mom shouldn't even know about the intimate things you do with your husband. Not even your mom, like, your best friend shouldn't know
Facts.
these things. And then she has this camera in her face, which is her husband or, like, the second wife that he married or whoever, up close to her face and talking about things like that. Like, what kinda husband would allow that? It's so mind-boggling, and people are like and they're commenting things like, "Oh, you're a feisty one, you're a spicy one," and she's like, "Yeah, go buy my book so you can be like me." Like, what? I can't with her, and she blocked me, so, like, the only videos I see is
Really?
when
Oh, wow.
somebody stitches. Yeah, if someone stitches her video, that's when I'm able to, see what she
I
says, but
saw that
besides
video
that
and I was kind of, like, weirded out by it. I'm like, "Yo," I'm like, "There's certain things you just
yes,
don't say about your intimate life. There's certain things you don't
you
even
just
say
don't
about
say
your
things
life
like
in
that.
general,"
Start
you
your own
know?
podcast,
Like,
a
when I saw that
female-only
video, like,
podcast, and talk about it.
facts. Honestly, like, there's certain like, when I saw that video about, like, "Oh, I'm not gonna repeat what you said, but obviously you can go find it yourself." I'm like, "Yo, like, what's wrong with you?" Like, in our religion, intimate stuff should be stays in your house and, like, that never leaves. Like, what I'm like, you're talking about so much stuff, by the way, where, like, if I don't know, if a 14-year-old girl saw that and does not understand what that meaning is, she'd be like, "Oh, like, this sounds interesting." And also in my head, I'm like,
Yeah,
when she said about, like, men marrying multiple wives, in my head, I'm like, I got pissed off because she started saying, um, "Arab girls, a lot of you are single. You should marry." Like,
yeah,
man, chill. Like, who are you to, like, start forcing girls to get married to your husband? I'm like, this is, like, forced. She's like, "Oh, alhamdulillah, we got a lot of applicants. I'm gonna pick his wife. I'm gonna do
yeah,
this." But I'm like, "Yo, you're sending the wrong message to people." And also, as you said, she has an agenda. She has a program. It's like those, like, marketing programs that they make you do where they definitely make money off of you. So I'm not sure if, like, she takes a
yes.
percentage of the meher, and I'm making a joke out of it because to me that she is a joke. And
That's insane. No, I
oh, when I
can't.
saw that
It's
video, I
insane.
saw
It
everybody
looks
making
like a
stitches
dating.
to it.
No, no,
She looked like
it's
what?
like I feel like it's like some sort of dating show now, like, "Apply to be my husband's wife," and people are applying, and then she makes an updated video, like, "Thank you to everyone who applied to be my husband's 3rd wife." Like, what? Who? Are you
Yo, like,
sure?
no,
I
this
don't
is
think anyone applied. I feel like she's lying to us. I honestly feel like she's lying, like, it's not even a real thing.
100%. A lot of people use this in marketing. It's called, obviously, number one rule is lying, and people lie just like people. For example, if you ever go to Best Buy, or ever go to, like, to a sales shop or even a car shop,
Mhm.
they always do this. They always try to, like, put more detailed information just for you, like, the buyer, right? Or on
Yeah, but you
video,
don't
so,
read the
like,
fine
they'll say, "Oh my god, we're on the last 1,000 cars." Sorry,
yeah, and they don't read the fine
what'd you
print
say?
on the bottom.
Oh, they exactly. They don't read the fine print. Exactly. And also,
Yeah,
I think she's doing the same thing. I don't think first of all, I think she has no. I don't think her husband has a second wife. I think she's just saying that, in my opinion, now to make the I don't know, to get him a second, third, and fourth wife. Like, in my head, I'm like, bro, you're the first girl I've ever met. Like, honestly, like, again, I know the sunnah and that's a whole different topic. But I'm like, why would you want your husband to have another wife? I'm like, I'm like, why? I'm like, which wife ever goes into a situation saying, yeah, well, my husband have, like, four wives? First of all, bro,
she's
like,
making
don't make a
money.
mockery out of it. There's so many rules to having four wives. It's not a joke. Like, people think it's a joke. It's not. Like, dude, do you understand? Like, you have to treat them equally. You gotta, like, treat them fairly. If, like, one woman gets a house, the other three women have to get a house. Like, dude, this is not a joke. And
Yeah,
in my head, I'm like, how about you as a man? And I'm gonna tell you because I'm not married, but I could tell you one of my friends is, and I could tell you that marriage is not a joke. You have to be a man. You have to know your priorities, and, like, your single life is not a priority no more. You have someone else who you're sharing a
yeah,
life with, and vice versa goes for the girl. In my head, I'm like, I was talking to one of my friends. He was complaining about his girlfriend, and I'm gonna say this because he said it publicly. But I told him, I'm like, dude, stop putting expectations to your relationship. Have standards. Like, have standards in terms of what you want to see. Like, for
mhm,
example, I want a woman who's religious. I want a woman who prays 5 times a day. I want a woman who helps me, like, me and her help raise the kids. It's not the woman's job; it's also the man's job to help raise the kids. Like, they are also your kids. Expectations are different. To say that I want my woman to cook for me, oh, she's not your maid, bro. Go cook for yourself. Go to McDonald's. It's on 12th Street. Go get yourself some food, or go get her some food. It's your job as a man to take care of your wife. And it makes me mad when I hear this, wallah, hear this Muslim mentality. Bro, it should be 50-50. No, it's 100% you, 0% her. You
Not
take care of her. She's the princess. She's the prize. You, as a man,
yes.
took the girl from her father's house, the princess, and you're now taking care of her. I don't like
Yes.
this Muslim mentality. Like one of my friends thought that mahar wasn't a thing. He's like, bro, no, that's a Arab thing. I'm like, no, bro, it's a religious thing.
A religious thing. Yeah, they see past
He
that.
wallah, he thought it was a fake thing.
Sorry, I remember, some guy was in my live and he's like, "What do you bring to the table?" Like, for me. And then I didn't say anything, right? I was like, "What kind of question is that?" But you know what someone commented? One of the girls, like one of my friends,
Yeah,
she's like, "She is the table. What do you bring to her? You're the one that's supposed to bring she is
exactly.
the table." I was like, "Dang, I'm gonna use that. I am the table. What do you bring to me?" Yeah.
Because
It's
the
okay.
thing is like, mm, I think also a lot of Muslim men, like I speak about Muslim men, that they watch too many cartoons because they think that, or even the West manipulates us to a point where it should be 50-50, have separate bank accounts. I remember one time when my coworker heard me say something, she's like, "You're so different." I'm like, "Yeah, it's because my religion teaches me to be different." I told her my bank account is her bank account. I don't care if me and her make the same amount of money. My money's her money. Her
Mhm.
money's her money. And if she wants to, for example, treat us out, that's on her jurisdiction, not mine. Her money's her money.
Right.
If she doesn't want to feed the kids, I have to feed the kids. And she's like, "You're so different." I'm like, "Yeah, because I don't live in the Western society of saying that, oh, we gotta have separate bank accounts. You have yours, I have mine. Yeah, but your bank account's still hers in Islam." And I think a lot of people also like
Mhm.
when it comes to reinterpreting, stop falling in love with money. At the end of the day, Allah's the one who gives you money and takes it away. So that's one thing. Secondly, I don't care if you have to work like a dog to make sure your wife and kids are living. You go do that. You don't make your wife or your kids feel that they're in need of anything. And I think honestly, and I want to hear your opinion on this, we have a lot of weak Muslim men because of the Western society and their
Mhm.
ideologies and what social media brings. I think we have lost so many men to a stupid mentality.
I agree. You won't find many men right now that are willing to be 100% providing for the wife. And then they make the mahar such a big deal. They're like, "Oh, you can't have a mahar that high." Well, if you can't afford her, then find someone else that you can. And you need to be the sole provider. And I understand like everything's so expensive now and it's really hard to buy a house or to even rent because rent is so expensive, at least where I live in Ontario. And you do need help from your spouse. And you're not going to
Mm-hmm.
find a woman or a wife who is just going to stay home and do nothing. We do. We have evolved, and women are getting educations, we are getting jobs, and we are providing for ourselves. So even if you don't ask for it, she's going to do it from herself. As long as you're showing to her that you're providing,
Exactly.
you're trying your best to provide and meet, pay all your bills and save money and investing. At least if you're showing that initiative, she will help. And I know that, like, for example, me, I'm like, if I were to marry again, it's not 50-50. He's going to provide for me 100%. He's going to buy the house. He's going to pay for everything. I'm not providing. But deep down inside, I know myself. I know that I'm not going to be like that. I know that I am going to work because I am a hard worker and I will help provide, financially for the household as well. You just need to come into the relationship knowing that I don't have to, but I will if I want to.
And I think that's your right and every girl's right to think that way because you're not gonna be with someone who's lazy and who's dumb. It doesn't matter what you work as a man, as long as you're bringing food on the table, you're ensuring because like there's no aib,
Mhm,
there's no like stigma on what you work. At the end of the day, work is work. You get
mhm,
money on the table, and you don't know what Allah will bless you down the road. But yeah, because like obviously like I have friends who want to get married, and I'm like, man, but like I'm like, bro, I'm close to being ready, but I'm still not fully ready because I know myself. Like I still like enjoying my time alone, and I know when Allah opens up the opportunity, that's when He believes I'm ready. But I'm like, for you just to get married for the wrong reasons, I'm like, dude. It's not gonna work out. It's not gonna last a year. It's legit not. And my advice to a lot of men, most of men my age or even younger than me who want to get married, bro, actually think about yourself and think how mature you are. Who do you chill with? Because like if your future wife sees the friends you chill with, that speaks so highly of you. If your friends, all they do go to like, for example, shisha bars or they go to clubs, she's, even if you don't do it, you're associated with them. So it's like you're a bystander of their action doings, and you're because you're there, you somewhat agree with it. You
Yeah.
know, and whether you do it, you don't do it, it's not the point. The point is, you when you want to go to your wife, you have to be the best version of yourself. So like, you have to work on yourself until you get there. You
Mhm.
know?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's my take.
I feel like there are a lot of them that rush into marriage thinking that it's all going to be like love and happiness and laughter, which is what it's supposed to be. But you went from being single and living by yourself and sleeping by yourself and doing everything by yourself to sharing a small space with another person. And, you know, you're going to get annoyed. She's going to get annoyed. People are going to get upset. You have to get used to that because you're not used to being around someone all the time. So you're going to see her at her best and you're also going to see her at her worst. And you're going to need to expect that
I think
and vice
you know. I
versa.
think like when you're a kid or when you're growing up, you see fairy tale movies and you're like, oh, I'm gonna have Cinderella and like Prince Charming love. But in reality, like
No.
true, like I remember I was like again, I was speaking to my coworker and I told her, like love, like, and hate are all four letters. But I'm like, when you like someone, you can one day say they can one day leave your life. But when you love someone, there's the different meaning toward it. When you hate someone, obviously, there's a different meaning to that. So I think it's like be careful how you choose your words wisely. Like you don't love anybody. Like the
Yes.
love you have for your mom, for your dad, for your siblings is different for the love you're gonna have for your significant other, for your kids, for your friends. Obviously, you love certain people because of the actions that they do, not the words that they say.
Mm-hmm.
Because actions do speak louder than words. I feel like right now I'm a poet. I'm just gonna put it out there, guys. I feel like I'm a poet today. But yeah,
I
all
agree.
jokes aside, I do believe that love is really important. Show love out there. Show love to your Muslim community. Guys, start showing love to Selway. If I see one more negative comment, I don't care. I'm one violation away of getting banned. I will go at every single person. Actually, like, and I legit, I will go at because I have thought. I'm like, man, I see, because I'm like legit one violation away of getting banned. I'm like, F it. This time, I'm saying it on here. If I see any negative comments, I'm going at you guys. I don't care.
Yeah.
Block me. I'll
Be
make a new
careful.
one.
I'm also walking on thin ice. I got my on my account it says there's a warning. Like because I keep like getting so much hate and people keep reporting my accounts and my videos and I'm just like, I don't know, I gotta be nice now. I cannot like I need to be civil with people, not on get on anyone's bad side. But yeah, guys, be nicer to me. But you know what? The ones that do follow me love me. Like the ones that actually love me and join my lives, they love me.
Mhm.
And I'm actually friends with some of them outside of my lives. But the haters,
Oh, really?
they don't like me because because I'm just so like aggressive with my opinions sometimes and I just say it how it is. And because I can handle the heat, like it's fine. People can attack me. That's okay. I'm not
The
that
thing is,
fragile.
though, is
So
haters don't understand something. Excuse me. Haters don't understand. Like when you go on someone's live and hate, you're still helping their analytics grow. So I don't know why you're there. To be honest with you,
yeah,
I don't
thank
even know why
you.
you're commenting. Because like,
Yeah, thank you so much for
thank
the
you to all the
love.
haters. Like for example, someone called me fake on the pod. He's like, "Yo, Sama, you more the fakest people on the pod." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Fam, I'm the same person
While
on here."
while
And like,
them,
if you meet me, sorry.
while you were interviewing them, they said that you were fake.
No, this is exactly what happened. I
Oh
think this is the first time I'm sharing this, like on the platform. I met. Do you know the app Clubhouse? It was really
no.
big in like quarantine. Anyways, so I met a
Oh,
lot of
I've
people
seen
from
a video
Clubhouse,
or
and some of them
something.
actually, yeah. But this app was pretty big. So one of the guys, I met a lot of people off of there, and some of them actually came on the pod. But this one guy, one time we were on, this is like maybe 2021, around December, November time, and he was just FaceTiming, and I don't know, I hate FaceTime, but this guy like forced me to FaceTime him. He was like, "Yo, get on Insta Live with me, let's talk." So then we went privately. He's like, "Yo, bro, I don't think you're being authentic." He's like, I don't think you're yourself." Like he's like, I'm like, man, I can't be funny all the time. I'm like, I'm not gonna be funny talking about a serious subject. I'm like, because I could tell you, at 24 years old or 23 years old, I was way more funny. But as I got more mature, more older, it's like I kind of like slipped that
Yeah.
away. And a lot of my friends have
Yeah.
realized that, so they're like, they don't joke around with me no much more because I'm always serious. And I have funny moments. I'm not always funny. I don't like that side of me no more. So he's like, "You're fake. You're not acting." So I told Mo this, and Mo was like, Mo got mad because Mo in reality is pretty much like as advertised. Who he's on the podcast, who he is actually in reality. That's who he is. He talks about history, he talks about all this kind of stuff. Islam. There's never a
Mhm.
time where Mo does not talk about Islam. Never. Like he's always like when someone brings up I don't know topic, he always relates to the hadith. Like that's who he is. I'm like, dude, but this is who we are. I'm like, I don't know what to tell you. But I'm like, thank you for that because in my head, I'm like, I know that there's probably other people across the world who are doing it, but the haters out there, I have a question for you. Why are you wasting your valuable time hating on someone, yet you're helping them with their analytics? Like you're hating, but it's like you spit and it comes right back at you. Makes no sense, but
No,
thank you.
you
I'll take
think
it.
that the words are gonna affect no, they don't. Your words don't affect me. Like, it's just a reflection on yourself, so continue.
But your disses are pretty funny. Like when you go at them, I just laugh because I'm like, I know
Yeah.
you don't care, and like you're like I know it's coming from a funny place. And some of them are
No,
like I
I
see them
really
hurt
get
in the comments. Yeah, well, that I think
Mhm.
that just shows how strong you are because I think at the end of the day is like if you've been through a lot of stuff, there's nothing that can ever like someone could say to you that can hurt you, and that's like I'm one of those guys. Like you're not gonna say anything to hurt me.
No, you can say what you want. And I don't think they realize that the things that I've been through, things that have been told to me from when I was younger up till now, like, your little comment behind your fake account is not gonna hurt my feelings. Like, your opinion is irrelevant to me. So, your words have no meaning. But go ahead, continue to spew hate because 'cause you're a hateful person, and that's it.
You know what's funny too? Is just like it's funny because Muslims usually who give the hate. Like even their earlier topic, but to
Mhm,
Christmas or to anything, I'm like, dude, this is why, with all the respect, I'm gonna say this, and I've said this a lot of the time. This is why, like sometimes, like Muslims aren't really successful because I'm like, we should be bringing our community up, not bringing them down. Like for example, if I know I have a brand, I can help out people. I'm like, I want this person to be working with me. I want this person. You have to
mhm.
help out your. That's how you become a strong community. There's this beautiful quote which I got told one time. You're only as strong as your weakest link. So look at your people who are around you, your Muslim brothers and sisters, and ask yourselves like, hey, if I ever one day become successful, who can I bring with me and I can make them successful? Because that's how you make a
Mhm.
stronger Muslim community. Not saying, oh,
Yeah.
this person's a threat. Gotta shoot him down. This is not the rap game, bro. You're not Tupac versus Biggie. You can make a community here.
Mhm. Exactly.
Yeah, and that's why I
We're not
believe
supposed to be
we
going against
failed as Muslims. As
Yeah, everyone's competing with
sorry.
each other instead of bringing each other up.
Oh,
It's a competition. No, it's not a competition. You're supposed to be bringing each other up and helping and supporting each other. If you see your brother or sister succeeding, that should bring you happiness, not jealousy.
jealousy is something that is I don't know within your own problem, and I could tell you just to like to make my last point. I think you have to be happy for your Muslim brother and sister, and I say this realistically because I know there are people who are bigger than me on platforms, but in my head I look at it as a networking
Mhm.
opportunity. I know if I make a good network, one day they might find an opportunity for me, and they're like, hey, we know someone who might be a good fit for this. Let me go ask them. Vice versa, I might go and be like, hey, I had someone on the podcast who I believe would be an amazing fit for you guys. Let me go tell them right now. As opposed to saying, I'm gonna do anything in my power to bring them down. Bro, why, man? Like
Yeah,
karma's gonna hit you someday.
I agree 100%. That's how, like, you have to leave an imprint, a good impression on these people, or else, like, in the future, if an opportunity arises, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, like, no, I got bad vibes from that guy. Like, I'm not interested. I don't want to be working with him. Like, I just didn't vibe with him." But if you're
Exactly.
actually a kind person and loving and like encouraging, they're gonna be like, "Yeah, you know what? Like, he seems like a cool dude. Like, I want to work with him. I think he deserves it. He was humble."
Exactly.
It all depends on how you leave an
Exactly.
imprint on them. Yeah.
Factual. Guys, first I want to thank you for coming on, Silwa. Amazing conversation.
Thank you for having
I just want to say something. If this does not go number one, I'm gonna fight people.
me.
We gave you guys a beautiful,
It
so many topics to hear. Controversial, but make Celibacy podcast go number one
Yeah, we'll see about
trending
that.
worldwide.
I just wanna say, that no, I am not interested in getting married, so stop asking, stop proposing, and, get ready for Ramadan. That's it. Just go prepare yourself for Ramadan and put everything behind you, and inshallah, we'll become a stronger ummah and stop hating.
I mean, you guys thought we were done? I don't think so. We still gotta wrap it up. Please follow me at Kusa300. Follow my co-host Muhammad at Muhammad.global. Make sure to follow our page at Instagram. Also, make sure to subscribe to all our platforms. We drop every Wednesday at 12 p.m. Thank you. We'll see you next week.